Hi everybody, Ryan Romano here, Mission Pro Wrestling fan, supporter, and self-appointed promoter. And we are on the road to Mission Pro Wrestling Empty Promises, Saturday, March 20th at Pinball's Kingdom in Buda, Texas, streaming live on the Title Match Network. And as we head down that road, I am back once again with another review and reflection video. We are now on the main event of Mission Pro Wrestling Wishes Granted, which took place back on February 6th. This is Allysin Kay one-on-one with Thunder Rosa in a steel cage match. Allysin Kay is out first to a great song, Gangsta's Paradise, Pinky Up of course. She circles the cage, surveying what she's about to step into. La Mera Mera Thunder Rosa, the first and only ever Mexican-born NWA Women's World Champion, is out next, always showing off her flag, showing how proud she is of her Mexican heritage and how proud she is to be a United States citizen. Her ring gear, face paint, and headpiece also gave, in my opinion, flashbacks to her days in Japan and her time as TIPW International Princess Champion. Thunder Rosa gets right up to the camera, showing off her La Mera Mera mouth guard. She's ready for an MMA-style fight here with AK-47. We know that she's back in serious training mode right now, getting ready for her next fight in Combate Americas. Thunder Rosa is not going to be wrestling at Mission Pro Wrestling Empty Promises. Right now, she wants to give the fans at Pinball's Kingdom, though, right now being Wishes Granted back on February 6th. She wants to give these fans at Pinball's Kingdom and the fans watching on Title Match Network a little preview of what's to come in that next fight, whenever it does happen. The fans in Buda are loud with their Thunder Rosa, Thunder Rosa chants. But there were some Allysin Kay fans there as well, don't get me wrong. Yali Sapphire rings the bell, and here we go. Thunder Rosa and Allysin Kay just stand in opposite corners for a moment, allowing everyone, I guess including themselves, time to take in the awesomeness of this moment. The main event, the first ever steel cage match in MPW history. It takes them a bit of time to lock up, but they eventually do. They stay locked up as they battle, bouncing along the ring ropes. Neither woman can seem to gain the upper hand. We're right back to where we started eventually. It's a stare-off. They're pacing around the ring, glaring at each other like predators stalking their prey. They lock up again. They take their fight down to the mat. As Holiday said on commentary, these women are both showing off their MMA skills. It's a grappling match, and they're going all over the ring. Both ladies taking turns just wailing on each other. They fight to another draw. These two are evenly matched, as we have seen in their past bouts. Another stare-off. In opposite corners of the ring, fans are applauding. There is a big prize fight feel in the air. Thunder Rosa gives the camera a nice smile. Allysin Kay, on the other hand, lets the fans in Buda know she's number one. She even lets Thunder Rosa know before kneeing her in the gut and pounding her down to the mat. AK tries throwing Thunder Rosa into the cage, but Thunder Rosa blocks it with her leg, comes back with some gut shots of her own. Thunder Rosa tries throwing Allysin Kay into the cage, but she blocks it as well. Thunder Rosa traps Allysin Kay's foot on the ropes, trying, I'm assuming, to get her to tap out, but it's to no avail. Back to that mat-based grappling with these two. Allysin Kay manages to send Thunder Rosa into one of the corners, delivers a forearm shot followed by a chop. Fans there and at home must have been on pins and needles. I know I was. AK drags Thunder's head across the ring ropes. That must have hurt. Before slamming it into the turnbuckle. And then the numerous kicks Allysin Kay drives onto Thunder Rosa while she's trying to recover in the corner. My God! The face of La Mera Mera at this point in the match tells the whole story. It says it all. There is nothing referee Yali Sapphire can do, though. It's no disqualifications inside of a steel cage. Thunder Rosa tries to fight back, but Allysin Kay goes right back to work on her in the corner. More forearm shots, more chops. Thunder Rosa ducks one, though, and she gets back on the offensive side of things with some chops and forearm shots of her own. Thunder Rosa goes back to work on Allysin Kay's leg, trapping it between the ropes. AK tries to fight back, but Thunder starts slapping her in the face. The fight gets back into the middle of the ring, where Thunder Rosa puts Allysin Kay in a Boston Crab submission hold. I believe it's a half Boston Crab. I believe it was a half Boston Crab. Anyway, AK counters And these two end up in the middle of the ring, legs wrapped around each other. I swear they looked like a giant pretzel. Oh my God, that had to hurt. I can't even imagine. Allysin Kay gets out, though, with a couple of disrespectful slaps of her own to Thunder Rosa, and she gets Thunder Rosa in a sleeper hold. Very few pinfall attempts at this point in the match, maybe one or two. These wrestlers seem to want to make each other suffer and humiliate the other because there have been so many submission holds already, and we aren't even 10 minutes in. Thunder Rosa gets out, goes to work on Allysin Kay's left arm again. That doesn't seem to be working, so she lets AK get up and goes back to those kicks to the leg that she was giving Allysin Kay earlier, followed by a vicious chop. A wow facial expression Thunder Rosa gives to the camera. As if to say, did you hear that? That chop was loud. Hashtag chop night. If you don't hashtag it, it ain't happening. A pinfall attempt after that vicious chop, but only a 2 count. Allysin Kay gets up and puts out her left hand to Thunder Rosa as if she's trying to say, time out, give me a minute here. La Meta saying, hell no! And they start trading shots with each other again. Allysin Kay sends Thunder Rosa into one of the corners before charging at her. Thunder Rosa leaps over her and delivers some nice armbar drags, my apologies, to Allysin Kay, followed by a drop kick. It was a nice drop kick. My all-time favorite wrestler, she's getting pumped up now. A neck breaker onto AK, into a pinfall, only a 2 count. Brittany Nicole and Holiday on commentary are loving this match. The fans in Buda, and certainly the fans watching at home on Title Match Network are loving it too. Thunder Rosa picks up Allysin Kay by her hair and mocks her with a little pinky up action. AK grabs that finger like she's going to break it off though. AK shoves Thunder into the ropes, traps her left arm in them again, seemingly applying some serious pressure though because Thunder Rosa is squirming to get out of this hold. She is in a lot of pain. AK extending her leg into the back of Thunder Rosa's head. Not her chin. Somebody was doing that earlier. Not here. It was here. I guess just to make La Mera suffer a little bit more. Thunder gets off the ropes though. And she eventually gets off the ropes only to walk into an uppercut from AK that really could have taken her head off. Allysin Kay with another chop. That chop, though, that Allysin Kay just delivered, seemed to hurt her more than it hurt Thunder Rosa. Brittany Nicole called it, and I quote, the chop of all chop nights chop. That made me laugh. Allysin Kay has been working on Thunder Rosa's arm and head throughout the match. Thunder gets out of the corner, goes to work on Allysin Kay's legs again. I think the submission hold with Thunder Rosa has Allysin Kay in here now as a figure 4 or some modified version of it, but still, shades of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, in my opinion. Allysin Kay breaks out, and we are back to this grapple on the mat. Just when you think one wrestler is finally gaining the upper hand, we seem to go back to a draw. Brittany Nicole and Holiday are pointing this out on commentary, too. I love this. Thunder Rosa back into the modified figure 4, and then what looks like a step-over toe hold face lock, or STF, shades of the 16-time world champion John Cena. Thunder Rosa tries, I believe, to adjust the hold she has on Allysin Kay, but this allows Allysin Kay to kick Thunder Rosa right in the face and get back into this match. It's a good thing La Meta had her mouth guard on, or she might have lost some teeth with that last kick. Allysin Kay back to work on Thunder Rosa's left arm as the Thunder Rosa chants start back up at Pinball's Kingdom. I think Allysin Kay puts Thunder Rosa in the Kimura lock, shades of the former UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar. Thunder Rosa fights out, goes back to that half Boston Crab she had earlier on Allysin Kay. And while Thunder Rosa has this submission on her, she hooks Allysin Kay's leg between the ropes, holds on to the ropes to give herself some leverage, some better leverage, and Thunder Rosa pulls Allysin Kay's back. She pulls Allysin Kay's head back by her hair. And there's no disqualification here, so there's nothing Yali Sapphire can do. What more can this 5'3" little Bo do to make the former NWA Women's and TNA Knockouts champion tap out? I mean, come on. Well, we are at the halfway point of this match. 15 minutes have passed. Baby D has just announced it at this point. This Mission Pro Wrestling Wishes Granted main event has a 30-minute time limit. So I will be back on Friday, March 5th with part 2 of my review and reflection on this match, as well as my review and reflection on the aftermath, which was pretty damn good and entertaining. This Friday's video will also be the last video I will be doing for MPW Wishes Granted, as we are less than 3 weeks away from MPW Empty Promises, Saturday, March 20th at Pinball's Queendom in Buda, Texas, streaming live on the Title Match Network. Title Match Network is one of the sponsors of this show. I am one of the sponsors of this show, and you can see a full list of sponsors in the description box below, as well as the 8 matches that have now been announced for Empty Promises. Card is subject to change, of course. Remember, keep that in mind. Life is unpredictable. So, I want to thank y'all once again for watching. Thank y'all for listening. And until next time, take care and best wishes.